Richie, thank you so much for joining us and being willing to be part of our Safe Cities project. Can you tell me about Fight for Recovery and how that came about?
Yeah, Fight for Recovery is a 501c3 nonprofit. I started it about 1.5 years ago. It started out honestly just as a meeting for young people, kind of similar to any other 12-step meeting. So it started out just a few of us, and now we get about 40 people per week. We have a lot of different great events. We have open mic night once a month. We'll go to the movies as a group. People come and watch my fights. We do different rallies. We had an event called Kick the Habit last year. There was over 300 people that came over to Fremont, and we all had a big kickball tournament, and it was just a lot of fun.
That's awesome. It sounds like it's, taken the whole meeting and turned it into more of like a club, like a group of friends, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell me about the fight part of Fight for Recovery, like what that means to you?
Yeah, the fight part of Fight for Recovery actually started 2 years ago in July. My best friend Charles Buchanan, he overdosed and he died on heroin. When we were both clean, we'd like to work out and lift together and stuff. And while I was actually in jail, he started doing mixed martial arts, and he won his first fight, and he was always trying to get me into fighting. He's like, come on, come train with me, come train with me. And when I found out he passed away, I think I was only about 8 months clean at that time. And I took it to heart. It was really hard for me to deal with. So I thought, how can I deal with this? And I thought, well, why not get punched in the face? And that's how I'll deal with it. So I decided to do a mixed martial arts fight in his honor. I trained for a few months. I had my first fight in October of 2015, and I ended up winning in 38 seconds. And they shoved a microphone in my face, and they said, who do you want to thank? And I told them about Charles and how he was a really good guy with a really bad problem who had overdosed and died on heroin. And I told the whole crowd that I was addicted to heroin. I was here, I was living, and I was breathing. The whole crowd went crazy. They started applauding. And 30 different people came up to me after and said I gave hope for them, for their mom or dad or their son and daughter. And I thought, wow, what a great way to reach people and show them that not only is recovery possible, but all things are possible through recovery.
That's amazing. So how does fighting and staying active help you stay sober?
For me, I think physical activity has been a key component that's been missing in the recovery process for so long. Physical activity has been proven to be just as effective as many antidepressants and many anti-anxiety medicines. And a lot of us people in recovery, it's not really good if we take things like Xanax or Valium or things like that for anxiety. So for me, this has helped me deal with my depression, it's helped me deal with my anxiety, and that's why one big thing that Fight for Recovery does is we buy people gym memberships, whether it's here to the gym or just the regular, weightlifting gym. Nobody has to be a bodybuilder, but just getting in there, sweating a little bit, getting those natural endorphins, that natural high, a little self-esteem boost, it's been really effective for people in my group.
That's really cool, and I think it's great also from just like a hobby standpoint. I mean, you come out of recovery and all of your friends are still using, you don't really have anything to do, and being bored is a big reason that people relapse. So I think getting them a new hobby, something to be interested in, something to put that focus in is really great.
It's almost trading one bad addiction for a really healthy addiction. That's the way I look at it.
And I've heard from a lot of people that's what you have to do. You have to find a good addiction. So can you tell me about some of the events that you guys do and people that you've reached during those events?
Yeah, this past weekend we had a 1,000-man march against heroin in Norwalk, Ohio. And we had obviously the march, and we had a bunch of different speakers, we had music, we had bands, we had food. It was an all-day event, it was a ton of fun. And in addition to that, we had 5 treatment scholarships that we gave away, so that people that had no insurance, that couldn't afford rehab, actually got to get on a plane that day, go to Florida, go down to Reliance Treatment Center, and go to rehab. There was one girl in particular that I have really high hopes for. She was crying when we told her she was one of the ones that was going to get the scholarship, and she was just so happy and kept thanking us so many times.
How does it feel for you, coming from that same place, how does it feel for you to be sitting with people that are still in active addiction and seeking recovery?
It's just honestly a blessing. I never in a million years would have thought that I would have been here. It's the same thing I said at the march. If you would have asked anybody 3 years ago that I would put together a 1,000-man march against heroin, that I would help 5 people get into treatment, no one in a million years would have ever thought that. So to me, it's a blessing, and I feel like that's my purpose. That's why I didn't die when I overdosed. I'm here for a reason. So recently in Middletown, Ohio, they had a proposed law that if you're Narcaned 2 times, on the 3rd time they won't come and get you. They'll just let you die. And I myself, I'm a third strike. If that law was the case, I would be dead and I wouldn't be here helping people. Since I've been clean, I've helped over 200 people get into treatment. And I'm living proof that anybody can recover. Sometimes we need that second and third chance to be able to get into treatment before we're able to, though.
What would you say to someone that's in support of that law?
I would just tell them to take a look around and see how many people in recovery are really out there, because I think so often in our society addiction is so stigmatized that these are people living under a bridge, they have no hope, they come from bad families. I would tell them, look at me. I won a state title in track my sophomore year. I came from a great family. I had a football injury, I got addicted to Percocet, I went down the road of heroin addiction, I was addicted for many years, and I've been clean for over 2.5 years now. So recovery is possible. You just gotta give people the resources to make a change.